January 19th, 2020 was
Where were you?
Inspire Pro Wrestling, the new Ecstasy of Gold, and we were getting ready to send guys to Tampa, and then the world shut down for COVID-19. And it's stayed shut down, but things are starting to open up. Things are coming back, and now, almost 2 years later, Inspire After Dark makes its triumphant return this Sunday at the Yellow Jacket Social Club. And to help us break it all down is the man behind Inspire A.D. Joining us now on the Vaqueros Cafe and Cantina hotline. He is the lead promoter. It is Justin Bissonnette, a.k.a. Biss. Follow him on Twitter at Biss Says. Biss, I am so glad to talk to you, my friend.
Man, you took me like through the emotional roller coaster of like the past 2 years with that intro, man. Like the music was good, and then there was Sammy, and then I was like, oh man, January, but now here we go. We're back, man.
I know. So let's go back. Sammy Guevara, a big part of the history of Inspire. So go back. As I said, 2020. You know, we had that double shot weekend with Inspire and Game Changer Wrestling and all that good stuff. And we were getting ready to send guys to the collective in Tampa, part of WrestleMania weekend. And then COVID shuts everything down. And it has been shut down for Inspire since then. So I guess the first thing is, why now?
It's happened very quickly. Like this kind of this opportunity kind of fell in our lap, and it's the most nervous I've been before a show in a long time. Like probably since the first year that we ran Inspire. The vaccine and the booster shot definitely helps, but this is an outdoor venue, and it's one that we feel comfortable running at, so that definitely helps out too. And it was getting to be time. You know, we really wanted to make sure that we did this the safest way possible. We were able to kind of sit back and look at what other people did. I was able to attend some shows and say, okay, I sort of like this. I sort of still have concerns about that. And we basically, we got to a point where, you know, the safety and what we needed to be in place to run the show, this venue kind of took care of. You know, it's an outdoor venue. We know that has a major part in it. And then just vaccine levels have slowly risen, right? So we're to the point where we're comfortable that, you know, if our fan base is vaxxed up and masked up, we're comfortable with running the show now. So, and then just the opportunity to have, you know, kind of a pop-up show in a show that's going to support the Yellow Jacket Social Club, which a lot of our fans frequent. A lot of our fans from that area maybe work there or work nearby. So it's just kind of a perfect storm for us to come back.
As far as talent goes, I mean, we've had so many people coming through the doors of Inspire, and now they're signed, whether it's to WWE or AEW or Impact or whatever. And it seems like now we're having another resurgence of, I guess, talent that is available to the indies. The card that we have on Sunday looks very Texas centric. Was there talk of bringing in somebody from beyond Texas?
A little bit. I mean, Texas is this hot territory now. Like, a weird thing happened to Texas wrestling during the pandemic where, you know, guys like New Texas Pro and guys like Heavy Metal really kind of took the flag and ran hard and, you know, caught a lot of attention. You know, I like to think that we put in a lot of work. That weekend with GCW was big as far as getting attention on the Texas guys. But you saw a lot of guys really come up during that time and get a lot of attention. Guys like Mysterious Q and Gina Medina. And then, above all, a guy like Brian Keith, which you'll see in our main event. So, for us, it was sort of like we had to sit back on the sidelines after, we put in 7 years of work of trying to get the Texas territory noticed. And I think we had some success in certain ways, but to see it blow up and have to sit on the sidelines, we really kind of wanted to get in and be able to kind of play with those new shiny toys, if you will. I mean, as you know, I take influence from a lot of different places. I have my, Gary Hart and Paul Bosch are some of my, people that I try to emulate, but I'm also a huge football fan. So, guys like Bill Nunn and, guys like that, I always have, admired like the scouting aspect and finding that next talent. So to be able to look at all these talented guys and go out and pick some guys, I don't think Inspire will ever be the company that we're not trainers, right? We're not like Booker. We can't take someone technically to the next level, but to be able to find that talent that we know will reach that next level with an opportunity that's always going to be part of our DNA. And I think this roster kind of, I hope, and I really see a lot of promise in, will be those next stars that you see on TV one day.
Biss, I have a couple of questions for you. First
Go
off,
ahead.
let me ask you, how will Inspire A.D. differ from Inspire Pro?
It's an interesting question. Like, we definitely knew that we were going to be different when we came back, which was a big part of the rebranding. And like, it's a weird yin and yang. Like we did the podcast, and I think from the podcast, you can tell like me and Max have some very differing, ideas of what pro wrestling is and what creative is. And then there's certain stuff we agree on. So it's always like this organic kind of growing thing. So I mean, it seems like I'm avoiding the question, but I honestly do think it's a time will tell type thing. We know that it won't be the same. So it's definitely going to be different, strap in. But it's not going to be drastically different. We're still going to sell you the most passionate, talented people that we can find.
Let me give you the follow-up question now. So how does it feel to know that you are basically like the last bastion for pro wrestling in Austin, Texas? Because nobody else is really running the city, and your show that's coming up is filling a massive void that this town has had for a couple of years now.
It's a lot of pressure, man. It's honestly a lot of pressure because I take that extremely seriously. Austin, when I first started getting involved with wrestling, Austin was just a student show, and like it was, there was maybe 10 or 15 people in the crowd, so like no one saw Austin. And then with my work with Anarchy Championship Wrestling, I was able to see kind of that there were fans here in Austin, and there were people that wanted to see pro wrestling in Austin. So to be sort of the last pro wrestling company left running, with their home base in Austin, it's a huge responsibility. We've got to make sure that we don't let anybody down, man. And that's all. That'll always be the number one priority for us.
Well, that'll lead us to Sunday. Inspire After Dark presents Bastards Don't Get Christmas Presents. For all the the newness and everything, still come up with some of the craziest titles. By the way, it is this Sunday. Yellow Jacket Social Club is at 1704 East 5th Street here in Austin. Bell time 3 p.m. Like you said, it's an outdoor venue, which will be great. You mentioned Brian Keith. He's in the main event. He's taking on Jay Sirius to crown the first Lawless Darkness champion. Now, up until 2 years ago, Lawless Darkness was like a status where you go for a year, you didn't have to abide by the rules. But now it's going to be an actual championship. Talk for a moment about this main event and what you expect to see from Jay Sirius and Brian Keith.
Yeah, it was a prize and a status that we felt we needed to give an actual title to actually fully represent what we thought that it could be. So Brian Keith is someone that I've been very high on. He was a name that would pop up before the pandemic, as far as, okay, could we get Brian Keith in here? Would Brian Keith fit in this spot? And to kind of have him on our radar and then watch him grow, and when the spotlight shined on him, how he reacted, and not be able to be part of that, it just ate us up. So we knew when we came back, one of the main people we wanted was Brian Keith. And then the other person is someone that's been with us since show number one, the opposite side. I'm not going to say there's a B side of this matchup, but Jay Sirius has been there since day one with Inspire. His accolades speak for themselves. Former Inspire Pro champion, and this is a matchup that has not happened in the last 3 years. So it really kind of symbolizes also the change over the last, 2 years, 3 years in Texas wrestling, and a chance to see, okay, both these guys have grown in different ways. Let's see what this looks like now.
It sounds like a great main event. And to be clear, if I remember correctly, so all the Inspire Pro or Inspire AD championships are vacant. That's the Inspire AD champion, the Pure Prestige championship, Twin Dragon Connection champions, the Undefinable championship. All those are vacant, right?
That is correct. So part of our business coming back will be, filling those championships again.
And did you ever get the Undefinable belt back from Cody Lane?
I do not. So if anyone I don't even know where Cody is these days, but if you come across Cody Lane and you are able to pin him and get that green belt, there is a reward out there for it. So,
I think he's in England. Maybe I'll reach out to Simon Miller, see if he can get something, maybe get the What Culture guys. You also got...
I'll take it. I love those English guys.
I know. Rachel Rose taking on Heather Monroe. You got a triple threat, Nathan Bradley, ASF, and Pistolero. That should be a great match. And then a 6-person tag. Great Scott, Killa Kate, and Aaron Merson taking on Vert Vixen, Prince Adam, and T-Ray. 4 matches. It'll be a great afternoon of wrestling. And, for all the newness of Inspire AD, I'm sure it'll still have the things that made Inspire what it is, right?
Absolutely. The heart and soul of Inspire. I hope that you guys, still see through it. It's still going to have that passion, man. At the end of the day, we're gonna sell passion until we run out of business. So that's going to be the main thing that we try to convey.
It's Inspire AD presents Bastards Don't Get Christmas Presents this Sunday at the Yellow Jacket Social Club, 1704 East 5th Street here in Austin. Bell time 3 p.m. He is Justin Bissonnette. Follow him on Twitter at BissSays. See him this Sunday at Bastards Don't Get Christmas Presents. Biss, man, it's good to talk to you. I'm so excited for Inspire AD to come back. I'm looking forward to the show. Good luck on Sunday, and I'll see you then.
See you then, man. I appreciate it. Y'all take care. Have a good one.